Good day to you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are mighty fine today. Let's send each other some love through the screen as usual. So just beam that love out to everybody else, however you would like. Send a heart, send a wave. Let's wave to everybody on the live stream. So hello to everybody, YouTube, Facebook. Hi. Oh, so wonderful to be here with you. Day 1317. How amazing is that? Incredible, incredible. Oh, I'm really excited about today's show. We have the wonderful Pete Kronowitt from San Francisco, who is going to be here sharing a really exciting song and project with us. So that's coming up really soon. And as usual, let's say hello to everybody in the room. Let's arrive together. So, hello Pete from San Francisco. Jojo's on a train again. We keep seeing this. Hello Joe. Welcome to Diane, who is running the tech. Whoop whoop. And welcome to Mabel and Bear, Athena and Marcia, Nancy and Kathy, Susan G in Cincinnati, Aloysius, Massachusetts, Nancy and her wonderful cow. Hello. Arlene Baxter in Berkeley, Kevin in New Hampshire and in Nashville, Bob in Albany. Hello. Luda, Victoria, BC, Becky in BC, Sarah in Texas, and Jen Sowin. Welcome to you. Linda in Ocas Island, Caroline in DC, Amanda and Mars in Michigan, James Dundas in BC. Oh, that was very satisfying. That kind of rhymed. Delhi in Maryland, Caroline, Boise, Idaho. Hello. Changing to my other screen, Gary Pausner. Hello. Nancy in Washington State, Pauline in Newcastle, UK. Give it up for the UK massive. Kate Douglas, hello. Hodder in BC, Bonnie in Idaho, and Jim Harkless, hello. Gwen Ellen, Trish in Victoria, Jane in Texas, Fred in Silver Springs, hello. Sheila in Florida, Ruth in Birmingham, Kate Galloway in Charlottesville, Kevin in DC and his flute, Lanny's iPhone, Julia in Ontario and in Silver Spring, Storm is just here, Antonina in Santa Cruz, Annette and Bob iPhone, do-do-do-do. Oh! That's everyone, I hope. And if I didn't get you on the way in, I'll get you on the way out. Let's send another big wave. Beam loads of love to all of these gorgeous folks. How wonderful to be together. And let's take a nice deep breath together. Ah, welcome, 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 welcome. So, without further ado, let's hand over to Pete Kronowitt, who is a wonderful singer-songwriter, who has a very special song for us today, which I'm really excited to hear about. So Pete, over to you with your song.
Okay, well, I understand that, first of all, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful thing that you do, and I'm just so pleased to see people from all over the place here. I'm going to sing my sing-along song that was on my 2016 album. The album was called Lone Voice. The song is Change is Going to Come. Obviously, Change is Going to Come, inspired by the incredible Sam Cooke song, but a little different take on it to make it easier to sing. And I'll do the chorus, and then we'll sing the song together. That's the format. All right? Well, all right. Oh, and before I get started, since we have the gallery view, how many of you were at Friday's performance for Brant Miller? Did you get, yeah, one? A couple? Okay. I'm just trying to get a sense of context, because Brant and I do a lot of stuff together. We'll talk about that after the song. So the chorus is real simple. It's change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Real simple. Okay, you guys ready? Who am I? Just a lone voice standing in a field. They say no one will listen, but change is gonna come. Who am I? Just one person with a camera on my phone. There's no place left to hide now. Change is gonna come. Here's the chorus, everybody. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a policeman breaking down that big blue wall. I just might lose my job, but change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a politician who won't take those corporate funds. I might not get elected without some change from everyone. Here's the chorus. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a class clown pointing toward the truth, providing some catharsis, yeah. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a schoolgirl calling out those heads of state. She said, blah, 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 blah. Yes, she did. It's definitely not too late. Change is gonna come. Everybody can sing this. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? George Floyd with a knee on my neck. My last breath called to all of us, and change is gonna come. Who are we? Just a few folks sounding the alarm. Been a long time coming now, yeah. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a lone voice. Yeah, you sounded great. Well, in my head, you sounded great.
Yay!
Yay!
Wonderful.
That was a lot of fun.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great seeing everyone pop up singing your song?
Oh, it's so great, and like all over the world, it's great. It's really emotional for me.
Tell me about it. It still gets me, you know. And I've been doing this for a long time. It's so lovely to see everyone.
Oh yeah, this is truly remarkable, and you know, I watched a bunch of these, and I still, you know, like to be here and doing this. This is really fun.
Is it your first time?
It's my first time. It's funny. I didn't really know about this until very recently, and then I learned that a whole bunch of folks that I know work with Carpe Diem Arts, and you know, because I grew up on the East Coast, but now I live in San Francisco.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice. So this show is in the East Coast, but you're the other side.
I'm on the other side. Correct. Yeah.
Yes, my geography is not so great. I have to admit this. I'm learning the states, Pete. I'm learning them slowly, but I hope I'm getting there. So that was amazing. And tell us about the Be Cool project.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So I include so one comment about the song before we jump right into the Be Cool project. So
Yeah, sure, please.
the song is really designed so we can change the lyrics for when
Yes.
things happen in the world and when people make a prominent thing. So I included the verse about Greta. I actually tried to write a bridge just for this, just about Greta, and then I decided it would be a little much. So so anyway,
Oh, well, so you wrote a bridge about.
yeah, just a really kind of a blah 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 bridge.
Okay,
So
I love that.
if and again, just one more thing is that the Greta Thunberg, when she spoke to the UN, she was calling out all those folks who were talking about climate change, but their countries weren't doing things enough,
Yeah,
and it's still the case. So let's
yeah.
talk about the Be Cool project, because that is something that we're trying to do, positive and hopeful about the Be Cool about climate crisis. So last year, we held a climate workshop online. I invited my friends, Brant Miller, who I know from Folk Alliance, and we've toured Florida together, and Will Kimbrough, who's both are award-winning songwriters, and they wrote this amazing pop song. I mean, it's just the way that I think about it is it's Americana meets the Beatles, and Will recorded the song, and he did just this phenomenal job of recording the song. And then we just kind of figured out, like, oh wow, we have to do something with this song. It's such a great song. If you have not heard the song yet, then please hear the recorded version of the song. It's available, and you can check it out. But so there's a line in the song, in the bridge, that Brant wrote, actually, that says, "Can't you hear your kids starting to shout?" And that inspired us to come up with a whole program around this song, where we're recruiting kids from all over the world. And we start out in the United States, and most of our focus will be here in the U.S. But we now have folks in schools in Brazil and Nigeria, and really it's expanded significantly since we did a international performance of the song on its Climate Action Day for the Climate Action Project, with like 7,000 teachers and 50,000 kids all around. 152 countries were supposedly in this group. Anyway, so we're recruiting kids to sing on the chorus of the song, and with each child that sings, they have to sign a consent form, and that's the hook. That's the hook to get the parents or the guardians to pledge to take a meaningful action on climate.
Wonderful.
And yeah, it's just this way that that people can get involved in the climate crisis and try and do something to have a positive impact.
So is the idea with the parents that their children are singing on this song, their children are the future, therefore that then hopefully wakes up, if it's not already woken up, a sense of conscience or responsibility in the parent? Is that your
You've nailed it. That is exactly it. Children, and when we say children, we're talking about young folks. So really, from kids in 3 to 5 years old to 25 years old, we want young people to be represented in the song. And but they are the people who are going to face the consequences of the climate crisis. And we do have a window. If we stop emitting carbon, the crisis mitigates. The crisis we can do something about it right now. And that's what the experts, the climate scientists around the world with consensus say. And so us doing something right now and putting pressure, taking action, we have a window. I'm looking at the videos of us. We're not the young folks. I'm not saying anyone's old, but I'm saying that
I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, I think, and I think we've been benefiting from the use of fossil fuels, and it's time for us to transition, and we can do that, but we have to put pressure on folks to do it. So
wonderful. And it's like, in these times that we're living in, it's like so much, like we need to step up now, don't we? It's like so much needs our attention.
So much. You're so right.
That Martin Luther wonderful quote, if you're neutral inside, if you're neutral, then you're on the side of whatever you don't want to happen. You know, it's about, standing up and doing something, making some change, how we, in our own way, in our own lives, but making some change and taking that on. So that's wonderful that you're doing that through the song.
I so love that, and I love hearing quotes that that kind of give us a framework, a vision of where we can accomplish that. And I think one of my favorite quotes about this is from Bill McKibben. Bill McKibben, he's the founder of 350.org. He's also started this other group for people my age called Third Act. We're in our third act, and it's time for us to do stuff. Yeah. So I love that. So that's Annette. Good job, Annette. So if you know
Annette was giving you a two hands wave there of it sounds like she's involved in that organization too, maybe, or
it's a great group, Third Act. Anyway, so Bill McKibben's quote is he was asked, "Hey, what can an individual do about the climate crisis?" And what Bill McKibben said is, "Stop being an individual." And I started to think about this. What Brant talked about on Friday was, I started using my performances over the last 5 and 6 years to really try and get people engaged, to try and, like you're at a music show, and there's a point in a music show where whatever the song is about, you're getting people to sing like we just did, and that builds community. Or you're singing about something hopeful, or something creating empathy and compassion. And each one of those emotions that you go through in a performance, I think people are connected, and I think there's an opportunity for the artist and the audience to move forward. But what do you do? And that's the like what I've been struggling with is on the broad amount of things we can all do on climate change, what has the most impact? What can we possibly do? Mm-hmm. And so I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been reading a lot about it. We can certainly make changes in our personal life. Stop eating beef, or at least reduce your eating beef. That's probably the biggest thing we can individually do. And then talking about what we do, whatever the changes we make in our lives or in our home. But the biggest thing that we can do is to get engaged with a grassroots organization that regularly has an impact. You see that they have momentum, like Third Act or whatever group that is local to you, and then work with them to accomplish objectives. And together, we can make a difference. And that's the whole idea of this Be Cool campaign.
Oh, it's so wonderful to hear. And I totally, fully agree with what you're saying about we need to move away from being the individuals. And it's our culture has taught us that, hasn't it? From when we were first in school, that it's all about us as individuals. And then to take action in a meaningful way, you need to do it together, don't you? So it's like music is a way to really bring people together and channel, like you're saying, that kind of like the passion for change. So I just think it's amazing what you're doing. So everybody go and check it out. And just to confirm, Pete, is that another song? It's not this song that's the song.
Oh yeah, so the song that I sang was my own song. I thought there'd be people coming back that were there Friday, and they would hear the song again. So I thought it's better to hear a different song and sing together, and gives me a chance to sing my song. But that's not what it's about, really. It's not about me.
No, it's great. Well, can you say the name of the other song?
The song is called "I Want to Be Cool," and we're calling this the Be Cool campaign. And there's one link that I don't think I sent in advance, and if you want to get involved, there's a website you can go to. It kind of gives an overview of everything. But if you want to go invite a school or group of kids anywhere to participate, there's a really simple document that we have now, and it has an overview of the project. It has like words you can use as a template to send to people, and then frequently asked questions in case it doesn't answer anything. And you can access that document, download it, and then use all the information and join us and be part of our project. We really could use your help. And then in the U.S., we're focusing on 3 things. We're focusing on getting people civically engaged with our partner Headcount. We created a partnership with Rewiring America, and they have this really great tool called the Investment Reduction Act Calculator, and we're pointing people to that so they understand the incentives they can take. And then the third one is we're these young people are singing, we want them to learn about climate change. So we have a couple partners and some content for climate curriculum. So those are the three things that we're focusing on in the U.S., but of course all over the world. Yeah. Every country has their own set of circumstances, and there's things that we're suggesting that are kind of broader in other countries. So
amazing. So go check that out, people. That's wonderful. I'm just looking through the chat. I hope you get a chance before you go, Pete, to have a look through the chat. There's always loads of really interesting things in there.
Yeah, I've been focusing on talking, so I have to really.
It's hard to do both at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of Zooms, and I know that I want to get distracted with the chat. It's really difficult. But okay, so
you don't need to now. I just meant at the end. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And if there's ways to respond to questions and stuff like that, I'm glad to do that.
Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye. There's none yet.
Okay, great.
So that's so great to hear. I'm really looking forward to singing your song again at the end. But we've got a few minutes. So is there anything else you'd like to share about your journey as a singer-songwriter, other projects that you've got going on? Tell us more about you.
Okay, I'll talk about me. I'm a little bit. So I started writing songs in college. I was very fortunate after writing for about 10 years in the Washington, D.C. area. I went to school at American University in Washington. I stepped into the studio with this amazing producer, and it was right before he recorded the Dave Matthews Band. And then he recorded all the Dave Matthews albums. He broke John Mayer's big album, Jason Mraz's big album, and I had this I had the Willy Wonka golden ticket. I mean, I had this album, and it's 10 years of songwriting, and it's produced really well. And I was a chicken. I had a good job at IBM at the time, and I didn't want to go on tour. But I continued writing and I continued recording. So I've now recorded 5 albums, and then I'll fast forward to 2016 when I took an early retirement from Intel Corporation after 21 years, and that's when I decided maybe more of us need to get engaged and do stuff. So I started a small music collective that I called Face the Music Collective. With we started recruiting artists all over the country, and with a really simple idea. Basically what I described that Bill McKibben said, get involved in organizations and figure out how to make a difference with them. That was really the idea. So when an artist does a performance and they're doing it for a good cause, you don't have to just raise money. You can do it, for other reasons. And I started working on political campaigns. I figured I care about so many things. I do care about climate change, and it's a high priority for me. But there's so many things that are happening in this world that we can make a difference on. I thought, if you have the right politician in place, you can affect things with policy and legislation that affect a lot of people all at once. And, I'll give one example. We did a lot of work in Virginia, and eventually we flipped the state legislature in Virginia, and we saw just a ton of legislation passed that affected people's lives in fundamental ways, and including climate change, but with gun violence and access to voting and, human rights. It was just a wonderful, amazing experience. And that's how I met Brant. Brant and I then, we did a little tour of Florida. We did a couple shows on climate change, but we also supported a bunch of different campaigns. And then I joined the board of a really great organization called Music Declares Emergency.
Oh, yes.
And, you're familiar with that?
Yes, yeah. In the UK, that's quite a prominent organization, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you know about them?
Sorry?
What do you know about Music Declares?
Oh, I know that there's this song that Blythe Pepino wrote. That's one of them. That's the major song that came through the Natural Voice Network. And that's what I know. That's the only link I have in terms of what they're doing specifically at the moment. But tell us if there's more.
Okay, there's a little more. So they came up with this clever little slogan. I don't know if you can see it with the small...
I can't see it. You might need to read it to us. No music on a dead planet. That's what it is, isn't it?
That's it. That's the... And they... there's the... great job, Caroline. So they performed in the UK as Fran mentioned. In 2019, they came up with this No Music on a Dead Planet, and then a bunch of artists got really interested, and now there's more than 3,000 artists across the world who've signed the declaration. But it's not just artists, it's all constituents of the music industry, and they've come up with specific calls to action. So as a fan, as an individual, you can go to their website and look and see, a bunch of different things that you can do to get engaged in the climate fight. And I got engaged because I was doing this, as an artist, and I thought artists can be doing a little bit more. But I know as an artist, trying to be an artist, when I took an early retirement from the technology industry, it's really difficult. So making it easy for artists, giving them the content that they need to engage with fans, and to let them know what the climate movement needs, with the calls to action, what's going on in the climate movement. And so that's what we're doing here in the U.S., and we're working on that. It's going to take some time, but the Be Cool campaign is sponsored by two organizations, Music Declares Emergency US and the Climate Music Project, which is also another great organization. So
wonderful. Great. Thank you so much, Pete, for filling us in about all of that. It's so great to hear. It sounds like you are doing wonderful work in the world and have been, with your vehicle as a singer-songwriter and your platform. So thank you so much for all that you're doing. And there's a lot of support from people here. There was one quick question, actually, from someone, but then we need to wrap up and sing your wonderful song again. Anne is asking, are you involved in the People's Music Network or the Children's Music Network?
I have been involved in the People's Music Network and did a seminar on the collective that I started, Face the Music Collective. And, and I've worked with Ben, the executive director there, but not as actively engaged as I'd like, especially with the pandemic, and couldn't be in-person get-togethers, which is kind of difficult.
Okay, well, thank you for answering that. And yeah, we have a couple of, no, we're going to do that afterwards. Let's sing your song first. So,
okay.
By the way, I love the fact that you can change the lyrics and you can make your song topical, you can tailor, and you can add more verses. I love that. I wanted to say that from before. So please feel free, lead us once more in your song.
And I'll also mention one thing before I go back into the song. So the song, besides obviously Sam Cooke, the song was inspired by a very sad incident when a gentleman was stopped by the police in South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina, a guy named Walter Scott, and a policeman acted very poorly and shot Walter Scott as he was running away. And that was the basis for the song. And the key part of it was the guy who never gets mentioned is a guy named Fiden Santana, and he had his phone and took a video of that. And of course we saw, and I'll do the George Floyd verse again, but the power of what we can do as someone the person who took that video, both of Walter Scott and of George Floyd, they're just regular people, and they were just in the right place at the right time, and they changed the course of our of so many things, of what we can accomplish as individuals. And I think if we understand our own power, if we understand how significant it can be, there's moments that you're in the right place at the right time, but then you can also, by doing the thing that Bill McKibben suggested, by putting yourself in the right place at the right time, I think that it becomes a very powerful force. And that was really the idea. So with that,
excellent.
With that, here we go again. I look forward to seeing your smiling faces and singing as we do this. Who am I? Just a lone voice standing in a field. They say no one will listen, but change is gonna come. Who am I? Just one person with a camera on my phone. There's There's no place left to hide now. Change is gonna come. Here's the chorus. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a policeman breaking down that big blue wall. I just might lose my job, but change is gonna come. Who am I? A politician who won't take those corporate funds. I might not get elected without some change from everyone. Here we go. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a class clown pointing toward the truth, providing some catharsis, yeah. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a schoolgirl calling out those heads of state. What did she say? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, she did. And it's still not too late. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. I still get choked up when I sing this. Who am I? George Floyd, with a knee on my neck. My last breath called to all of us, and change is gonna come. Who are we? Just a few folks sounding the alarm. Been a long time coming now. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. All it takes is just your voice. Change is gonna come. Who am I? Just a lone voice.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pete. Yeah, and thank you so much for putting the verse in about George Floyd. And I know there's some comments in the chat, people saying that made them tear up as well. You know, just to have that just keep being acknowledged is just wonderful. So thank you for your bravery to put that in. We've just got a few minutes. So can we just, everybody show, I want you to see everyone's smiling faces showing you appreciation for all that you do, all the work, wonderful work you're doing in the world, your wonderful songs and projects. So can everyone please beam some love through to Pete so he can see your appreciation. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Pete. Yeah, great to meet you and great to hear about all of this wonderful work.
And if you know, I didn't get to catch everyone's comments, but if you do have a question or anything, maybe I'll just put my email in the chat. I'm glad to do that.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just give me 1 second. I'll put my email there.
That's great. There's time.
Okay, great.
It's somebody's birthday. I'm going to go back to the chat at the beginning. Whose birthday is it? Becky. Becky. I'm trying to find you on my screen. I can't find you. Maybe you're on screen too. Becky. Yes, Becky, there you are in British Columbia. Happy birthday to you. Let's sing happy birthday to Becky, shall we? Let's do the traditional one. And look, there's some cards. Oh, I hope you can see, Becky. There's a lovely card. Deborah.
Oh, sweet.
A happy birthday. Oh my gosh, so many cards. Oh, that is so. See, you can always trust this community to shower each other with love. So wonderful. So let's sing. Let's sing both the traditional happy birthday, and then I might just put a bit of Stevie Wonder on the end because I love to do that. So here we go. Let's join together for Becky. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Becky in BC. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Jazz hands, everyone. Oh my God, look at the amount of cards here. Sue Miller, Annette, Ruth, Sarah. Oh my gosh, you have gone to town. Oh, I hope you're seeing all of this, and I hope someone can take a screenshot. Well, you'll have the video. You can go back to replay. How lovely. So I hope that is a lovely addition to your day, Becky. I hope you have a beautiful day doing beautiful things to celebrate yourself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this community.
And I'm going to interrupt for just one moment. Jo is putting in the chat that she will highlight all of the cards tomorrow if you want to bring them back, please. On the train and can't do that.
Brilliant. So bring your cards again tomorrow. Yes.
Wow.
Amazing. And can I also say a big hello to Jim? Is Jim still here? Maybe he is not, but I hope Jim is doing well, and I'm sending him a lot of love. Great. Wow. I think that's everything. So thank you, Daily Antidote of Song, for being here again today. I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. And if there are any birthdays coming up, happy birthday to you too. Hodder's birthday's Friday and Erin's is Saturday. Happy birthday to you too. Woohoo! So let's say goodbye to everyone in the room. Goodbye, Pete. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me. This was absolutely lovely. And happy birthday, Becky.
Yay! Happy birthday greetings. Thank you, Diane, for running the tech amazingly. Thank you so much. Mabel and Bears, have a wonderful day. Athena and Sue Miller with her wonderful candle crown. Susan G in Cincinnati and Becky in BC, have a great day. Arlene in Berkeley, Bob in Albany, Annette in California, Diane in Puerto Rico, goodbye for now. Phil in Ramen Soup. That looks like quite a swanky kind of like restaurant type thing. Looks really cool. Oh, delicious, Phil. He's multitasking. I love that. Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, goodbye for now. Bye, Sheila in Florida and Ruth in Birmingham, Sarah in Texas, Linda in Orcas Island. So long for now. Carolyn and Jojo on the train. I hope you get home at some point soon, Joe. Kathy in Colorado. And Kevin in DC, Hodder in BC, Fred in Silver Spring, Anne in Silver Spring. Goodbye to you. Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Gary Pausner, Storm, Caroline in DC. So long for now. Deborah in Kentucky, Nancy in Washington, Gwen Ellen, Lani and Deli in Maryland, goodbye to you. Jane in Texas, Jamie in Victoria, Pauline in Newcastle, Antonina in Santa Cruz, Kevin in New Hampshire, Bob and another bear in Massachusetts, Ray, Joe's mom, goodbye for now. Curly Tops, have a wonderful day. Moon in Alexandria, Cricket in Maryland, and Amanda and Miles again. Goodbye to all of you, and let's say a big goodbye to everyone on the live stream. Can we wish them so long